is stepping up a financial war aimed at Middle East terrorists and their sponsors.
That's right. There are new U.S. rewards for tips leading to the capture of terrorists. And these rewards are focused on Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran. Our senior Washington correspondent Dan Raviv has the story.
In the wake of this week's violence on Israel's border with Gaza, the Trump administration put out a new offer of $5 million for information leading to the capture of a senior man in Hamas, Salih al-Aruri, one of the founders of the group's military wing. According to U.S. officials, he lives in Lebanon working with Iran's Revolutionary Guards. He's now at the center of wanted posters issued by the U.S. in several languages. And on the left is Khalil Harb, also in Lebanon, a senior advisor to the head of Hezbollah. He also works with Iran and is a liaison to Palestinian militant groups. There's also a $5 million reward now for the man depicted on the right, Haytham Tabatabai, who's been a Hezbollah commander in combat in Syria and in Yemen, added now to a list of SDGTs, specially designated global terrorists. The U.S. keeps mentioning Iran's role, now charging that government spends almost $1 billion a year supporting terrorist groups, 70% of that to Hezbollah. The State Department's counterterrorism coordinator, Nathan Sales, told the Washington Institute for Near East Policy,
"We expect, indeed we insist, that Iran follow the same rules as every other country and end its use of terrorism as a tool of statecraft. We will make clear to Iran-backed terrorists and their masters in Tehran that there are costs, increasingly heavy ones, to their support for terrorist barbarism. We are prepared to impose those costs on the regime and its proxies wherever they may be."
The law that established the State Department's Rewards for Justice program specified in the 1980s that the targets would be terrorists who are out to kill Americans. But the focus on these three men and on Iran demonstrates that in the Trump administration's view, the sworn enemies of Israel are also enemies of the United States. Dan Raviv, i24 News, Washington.
Meanwhile, Jordan's king of